Hello and welcome to part 5 of Let's Play Carmen Sandiego's Great Chase Through Time. We just finished the Heian Japan mission, and boy, was that fun.
I'm still so happy about that.
This is why I wanted to do this Let's Play with you, because I knew you would love that mission so much.
Oh, man.
Alright.
By the way,
Wait, hold on. Hold that thought. Sorry.
That's fine.
We're whizzing down the years to feudal England in the 9th century.
Sync missing.
By now, William the Conqueror should be done conquering and on his way to kinghood. But William's worried. Politics will be coming along as your good guide.
It's the same century.
If anyone can figure out the problems of an ancient political system, she's the one. Good luck, Time Scout.
I can check it in post. I'm pretty sure
don't
it's
swim
still
in
the
any
same
moats.
century.
Probably.
Because we always go forward.
Know why the chrono skimmer rules? Because we always arrive right on time. We're in England, 1086, and I'm standing by William the Conqueror, the French ruler of Normandy and England.
Hey, you two! Watch your heads. There's a siege going on.
A siege? That explains all the soldiers outside. We'll help you withstand this siege, King William.
Also, why did you teleport right next to me in this siege? I am very concerned for my security.
No kidding.
Okay. Also, another nice piece of music. Anyway, what you were saying about the other mission?
No, I was just gonna say, oh, never mind. I was just gonna say about the Zodiac. Just look up the years, and there's a lot of, again, some of the Zodiac is, again, like most things in Japan, it's borrowed from China.
Right.
So, they have, depending on which version of the Zodiac you'll see, you'll either have a rabbit, or you'll have a cat.
Anyway.
So it's a small little bit of trivia. Anyway, let's get to William the Conqueror.
Oh, and again, so now we're moving on to the medieval times of this.
Hail, friends! At least I hope you are friends. Those Saxons always seem to be knocking at my gates. I am William the Conqueror, Duke of Normandy, and also King of England. Although those Saxons seem to disagree with that last part.
That was funny.
Although I am from Normandy, I had a legitimate claim to the English throne, so I invaded in 1066. I conquered my rival, Harold, at the Battle of Hastings. As king, I created a feudal society where peasants work for lords, lords work for barons, and barons work for me. It's good to be the king.
Oh my god, reference! Yep.
Oh my god! I'm noticing things I never noticed before, that's so cool.
Also, little fun little thing about the feudal system. It actually, for peasants, not nearly as bad as one might originally think.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
How so?
So, in terms of what the terms of the contract were when they were, how they worked, when they were, in terms of like health and actual well-being,
Standards of living,
pretty awful. But in terms of how long people worked, how they worked, and what kind of power they had, actually not as bad as a lot of textbooks.
So it was more the system rather than the whoever was actually above them that was causing their plight. It wasn't as bad, and it also wasn't really bad as, say, the serf version of this in Russia, which was...
Let's not get into that. That's just depressing.
Yeah, exactly. But it was much worse.
There's who did it? One of the Monty Python guys was part of a documentary on...
I think Terry Jones?
Yeah, Terry Jones.
Yeah.
There's a whole series from the BBC that you can look up if you're interested in medieval life. Very good. Anyway.
Oh, the Saxons are revolting. Again, someone stole my doomsday book, and the Saxons, taking it as a sign of weakness, have decided to try and overthrow my castle with a siege.
That's worked out so well.
He killed Superman, and now they're going to kill me. Oh, I'm sorry, that was the wrong doomsday.
Wrong doomsday.
What is the doomsday book? And this is actually interesting.
The Doomsday Book is a record of all the people and property in England, from the lowliest serf to the highest noble. It really helps me keep tabs on everyone.
Also perfectly stealable.
Yeah.
Perhaps they need a bath. But seriously, the Saxons are not happy having a foreign king like me. I burned much of the North Country to the ground once. But will they let bygones be bygones? No.
You know, historical figures aren't always angels, but our Acme job is to put history back on track. If William doesn't remain king, all of English history might change.
See, that's a very good thing to mention. Like, I like how they did address that, because...
Yeah, like, there are really jerks throughout history.
Yep.
Nothing.
This stone castle I recently built is strong enough to withstand any Saxon attack. But with this siege going on outside, I'm having trouble bringing in fresh supplies.
Let me put it this way: if you ever read a historical review of a certain period, and it seems really simple, read other historical documents, because chances are they're simplifying a lot.
Ah, a noble offer.
Oh, fun.
I happen to have a secret passage out of this castle. Squeeze through and go find my barons and lords. Tell them my soldiers need some bread.
That's anachronistic shitty stream. Oh, and then we can ask what we need, but it's not highlighted. Interesting. Faded.
So it's just one of those. Can you remind
It's
us?
a carbon note.
Yeah, but it
Our
should be.
thief must have slipped through this secret passage.
Huh.
Also, voice acting for politics is not making me happy.
Young. Way too. Also, one other cool thing is that you can actually click, and this is kind of neat because it's much more. You can learn about the stuff by clicking all the cool weapons.
So,
That mangonel hurls huge boulders up and over the walls. It can even fling dead animals, which spread disease inside the castle.
or in the
Gross!
or in the case of the Black Plague, sick people, dead people.
Yeah.
Because
Genghis Khan actually basically invented the biological weapon of mass destruction.
Yeah.
Or, actually, he invented the weapon of mass destruction.
Period. So
That's actually really scary. I never thought of it that way. That is terrifying. How?
the Mongols weren't bad before.
That machine is a ballista, a giant crossbow that shoots major spears, even flaming spears.
Yes, ballista spears are often covered in a flaming goo called Greek fire. Quite awful stuff. Its formula is a big secret.
Like, it's probably some petroleum, but we actually do not know what the formula is.
Yeah, we do not
It's
know
a
the
mystery.
exact-
Nope, we don't have any record of it reading right now because it was like a state secret.
Right.
The Byzantines really liked it.
Right, a lot of people, and we don't have any knowledge. We don't have any records of what fire was.
I mean, it burnt on water, so it's pretty obvious it's some
So it was some
product.
petroleum or oil-based product, but
Yeah.
That gigantic device is a battering ram. It knocks down castle gates or walls, so the foot soldiers can run in through the hole called a breach.
And now...
and boiling water.
That
Because
pot is full of boiling water, which we pour down on enemies trying to climb the walls. It leaves them boiling mad. Behold!
there should be screams of agony.
Quit it! Oh, my best scene, beautiful.
Yes, because we should make light of people getting third-degree burns.
Yeah.
Also,
might not be-
you look more often than not, they wouldn't use water, but they use oil or...
Yeah, actually, if you click...
In place of water, we sometimes use molten metal or boiling oil, which stick to the enemy's skin.
Sticks to the skin?
Don't think about that too
Let's
hard.
go
Au revoir. Hurry back.
Also, I love how King William is standing there like as an easy target.
This'll be nicer.
In 11th century England, castles had to be built
This is 11th
fast,
century.
so they were usually made of wood instead of heavy stone. A wood castle could be finished in just 3 weeks.
Doesn't mean...
That
stone
is a
castles
moat
weren't
and
nice.
Bailey castle out there. My men dig a deep moat, piling the dirt up inside to make a tall hill. Then we build a wooden castle on the hill. Voila! 2 defenses for the price of 1.
Your silly English can't make it past.
Hello? Welcome to my castle.
Silly Saxons.
Certainly. I am Baron Dupont, a peer without peer. I am also the ruler of this castle. Through talent and wisdom, of course. Oh, and it helped that I supported William the Conqueror when he invaded England. William gave most of the baronships to other French Normans like myself. Oh, it can be quite tiresome. These Saxons don't like having a foreign baron ruling them. To prevent them from rebelling, I must keep them very busy.
Well, you could just be...
I make sure they're always doing their specific jobs. Knowing their last names helps a lot.
That's actually something I learned from this. And also, that was a hint for the challenge we have to do for this
Help
puzzle.
you? But I am a nobleman. It is very uncommon for me to help commoners. For the king? Why didn't you say so? In that case, helping you would be my crowning glory. What can I do to help? I know little of petty activities like making bread. Here's a list of my subjects. Perhaps one of them can help you.
So, Robert Baker.
So, Paul Carpenter, Catherine Fletcher, Robert Baker, Mary Weaver, George Smith, and Joan Mason.
And yes, this is actually where most of these last names come from.
Salutations, dear Baron. May I help you?
King William needs bread for his troops. Can you help?
I would love to bake you some bread, but I am flourless and thus powerless. Do you have any flour?
No flour? Well, check with the lord down the road. As I am a baron and he is only a lord, the feudal system requires that he help me out.
So, what does the dog do?
That's Lacey, my hunting dog.
Lacey.
Just part of the pack I take on my afternoon hunts. I do the catching, she does the fetching.
Oh, because that's a nice reference.
That looks like an early version of the medieval coat of arms, where colorful family emblems were painted on war shields.
That will end well. things that history that we won't get to in history.
Yep, travel with the Lord's estate.
We're off to the Lord.
Oh, that's another pun. There are a lot more puns than even I remembered.
Welcome to my estate, travelers.
Okay, that is definitely the same guy as the Anubis priest.
Probably.
Yeah. And I think it's the same voice as Ben Franklin. We'll see when we get there.
We'll get there.
Of course, I've forgotten my manners. I am Lord Maynard. I report to Baron Dupont. Exactly. The Baron owns this estate and several others, but I live here and run it for him. He gives orders to me, and I pass the orders on to my peasants. It's the feudal way, you know.
No, if this was Spain and not England, I was really hoping we would see a knight just kind of crash into the windmill.
That was beautiful. Also, we're still several centuries too early for, well, at least for Don Quixote's writing.
I know, we're still too early, but...
That was great.
It's the kind of story.
Oh, the usual things. I dispense justice, I listen to peasants complain about taxes, that sort of nonsense. A nobleman's work is never done.
It's like, well, that's kind of...
Yeah.
I mean, that's more like a classic...
Well, not really. Most of this land was lent to me by Baron Dupont. In turn, I lend some of the land to peasants who work the soil. The French would call these peasants villains.
Really? Because I know the French word for peasant, at least at the time of the French Revolution, was paysans.
Yeah, but before that, there was a different... I'm guessing there was a different word.
Well, it works like this. I lend some land to the villains, and they, in exchange, give me part of the food they harvest from this land. Such are the ways of the feudal system.
It's a renting system where you have no choice.
Yeah. Yes.
The Baron needs flour? Well, I'm happy to help, of course. In fact, it is my feudal duty. Well, I do not have any flour on me at the moment, but one of my peasants may be able to help. Just point one out.
Okay, this will be John Miller.
Yeah.
Lordy Lord, good day. What can I do for you?
We need to bake bread for the Baron. Can you get us some flour?
Yes, I can make some flour for you. I am a miller, after all. Here it is. Freshly milled flour for the Baron's bread. All
That's
yours.
an impressive amount of flour done in that little time.
Yep.
Neat windmill. What's it for?
Oh, my peasants use it to raise water, grind grains, the usual farmy things.
Right. So if you didn't have a watermill, you'd have a windmill.
Yeah.
Each of those farmhouses belongs to a peasant. I give each peasant some of my land to farm, and he gives me back a share of what he grows. It's a feudal attempt at society.
Dun-dun-dun.
Yeah.
I charge my peasants the going rent for a fine farmhouse, half their crops. The thick thatch on that farmhouse reminds me, I need a haircut.
Also, if there are raiders, good grief, they're going to use fire.
So, this one, yeah, it just, now we're really beginning to see, at least in this one, it's more obvious of the kind of the lesson.
Right.
Like, this is a instructions on the feudal system.
Alrighty then. Let's head back to Baron DuPont.
Yeah, we don't want to delay everything.
We'll get there.
There we go. Give the flour to the person.
Oh, this flour is
The flour to
perfect.
the baker.
I'll see what I can bake up. Hold on.
He'll zoom out.
Voila! My best
That
bread
bread should
for the
not look that
king's
nice.
best men.
Well, maybe it can.
Well, that's enough to feed an army.
Sure.
Also, I love how the countryside is just completely unaffected by the siege.
Yeah, let's not.
Alright, let's sneak past the siege and back into William's castle.
Because you know it's a great idea. Putting our best agents into. Sorry.
A war zone.
Into a war zone. That's
Well,
bad.
they didn't necessarily know it was a war zone.
That's bad.
But what was the thing? It was like his conquering done, but he's...
No, these conquering's done, but these guys are just being.
No, but like, what was the chief saying in the beginning of this mission? It was like, we're the conqueror, but it's small and flat.
Yeah.
Whatever. So, yeah. So maybe that's a little error, but...
Fresh bread. My hungry troops and I
That's
thank
not
you.
the army.
And now,
Unless
my
that
next
person is a lot bigger than ours.
we need more weapons.
Yep.
Could you stop by the Baron's place and see if he has any swords?
Absolutely. Happy to help your kingship.
So, you know, this is something that can act a bundle of swords.
Au revoir. Hurry back.
Yep.
Salutations once again.
We're gonna.
One of my subjects might give you the edge you need.
Dun, dun, dun,
With whom do you care to
I love
speak?
how there's so many puns I didn't
A
see.
double
So,
edge.
George Smith.
George Smith.
How'd you do, Mr. B? What do you need?
King William is calling for more swords. Can you make them?
Oh, I'd dearly love to forge some swords, but the water barrel I use to cool my red-hot metals has sprung a leak. If you can find me a new barrel, I can forge ahead.
Okay, I'm
You
actually.
need a
going
barrel?
slightly-
I believe the lord next door can
This is
roll
a
one
lot
out
of
for
them.
you.
This is kind of gratuitous.
So, can I just make a comment?
Yeah.
I'm actually finding this less entertaining than the Hell and Fury one. I mean,
Oh,
maybe that's
absolutely.
just because of my personal thing, but this requires just as much backtracking between these three
Yeah.
spots, and it's starting to really grind.
Yeah.
And we've barely even started.
Yeah. We only do it 3
That
times.
peasant is being
Okay,
punished
then
for
that
stealing a
doesn't
chicken.
overstay its
He
welcome.
must spend one full day locked in the stockades while people toss rotten vegetables at him.
Bummer. Must be humiliating, especially if they use broccoli. Yuck.
Broccoli would hurt.
Greetings once again, travelers. Ah, no, you've got me over a barrel on that one. Let's check with one of my peasants.
Yeah. But the going up and down, it's like the hammer and the lesson on the feudal system.
Alright.
Which is clever, Cooper. Like, yeah, that's pretty clever.
Hello,
Yeah.
good lord. May I be of service?
We must get a barrel for the Baron. Can you be of assistance?
A barrel? I'm happy to make you a barrel. Back in a flash.
And we're also actually seeing here all the tradesmen.
Right.
Not
Ta-da!
that many
The
people,
finest
obviously,
barrel
but-
a baron could ask for. It won't leak a drop.
See, this guy I actually think is doing better than Where in the World in, like, teaching.
Right. In some ways.
Because it's much... The text on the top is nice, and I feel like the lesson, like what you're doing, is more in tune with
Again, this
learning.
This is our copy of Where in the World. Other copies of Where in the World. will
Ah,
look
now that's a
very
fine
different.
watertight
like,
barrel.
the treasures
I'll
of
fill it with
knowledge or
water and
something
make some
like,
swords in no
like
time.
you've seen them on the channel.
Yeah.
There you go, the finest
That's an
swords in
actual
England. A real cut above the ordinary.
Actual amount of swords that might be helpful.
Exactly.
As opposed to bread.
I think he was just hungry. He was like, I would
Unless
like
Jesus is on their side. Sorry.
These swords
No,
will
that was
give me
good,
the
that was
edge
clever.
over those Saxons. But now, my archers are all out of arrows. This is your final task. Check with my baron and see if he has any arrows to
Oh
spare.
wow. That's actually
Sheesh. King William's got us pulling a lot of strings.
okay. kidding.
Au revoir. Hurry back.
But again, shows you how the feudal system works. And it's
Salutations once again.
Mechanically,
One of my servants can surely help. Which one should I call?
Yep, okay.
So,
Fletcher.
So yeah, Catherine Fletcher.
Good day to you all. What is the Baron's bidding?
William's men need a new batch of arrows. Can you help?
Sorry, I'd make you the straightest arrows in England, but I'm a little light on feathers right now. Do you happen to have any?
No feathers for the arrows? You might be able to pluck some from the lord down the road. By feudal law, he is obligated to help me.
Also, I just realized this guy's hair and facial hair looks very medieval.
Mm-hmm.
That's done very well.
Yeah. Actually, the other thing, a lot of this, I'm pretty sure.
Greetings once again, travelers.
From medieval artwork, so the very flat.
I'm a lord, not a lark.
Especially
But
like the
one
guys
of my subjects might be able to help.
Yeah.
Because
Who should I call?
Great with depth and anatomy. So
Yeah, I'm not sure if that's delivered. It's certainly possible. Okay, so, and
so
Hunter.
it might be.
Yeah.
Hello, Lord. How can I help?
My friend the Baron requires some fine feathers. Do you have any?
He won't ask for the
Feathers?
name, though.
Certainly. I'll use me hunting falcon to bring down some birds for you. Won't be but a moment.
Actually, I didn't know.
Although I don't think women
I'm
did
back,
that.
and I bagged quite a few birds.
Women didn't do much in the
the
Middle Ages,
feathers out.
unfortunately. Other than suffer.
It depends. It really
In
depends.
Western Europe.
In Western We'll see.
Silverific! You scored a shred of the Carmen note.
I mean, there was, unless you were like Eleanor of Aquitaine.
There were roles for women in medieval society, but I wouldn't call them necessarily. You wouldn't call them necessarily equal, but
I mean, like, the pain a woman feels in childbirth was like, oh, that's punishment from God to all women for Eve's original sin.
Yeah.
Well, look at all these feathers. Just what a
Yeah.
Fletcher needs. They'll make my arrows fly straight and true.
Oh, hey, that
Here
one has
you
a
are.
boxing glove.
These are some of my finest arrows.
It doesn't, but that was...
That's
That's a Green Arrow joke, by the way. Alright, now let's... Alright, these 4 arrows... Actually, maybe they are Hawkeye or Green Arrow arrows, because that's 4 of them.
Yeah.
Count.
Once I pass out these fine arrows, my men will easily repulse the Saxon siege. Victory is certain! How about joining me in a celebration feast?
Well, I'm not sure, Your Kingness.
Come on, you can do a chili with my dancing bear.
A dancing bear? Fantabulous! Count
Oh,
us
yeah,
in.
maybe I think this, like, his conquest was shrinking. The Saxons were attacking. Whoop.
William was right. The arrows
Also-
we brought did the trick, and the
also,
siege is over.
have you ever
It's
seen, like,
time
a
to
medieval
celebrate
banquet?
at this wild Norman dinner party.
Yes, eat, eat.
exactly, no.
We Normans specialize in fine
Actually, I think we need to
feasts.
click on the stuff to find out.
It's absurd how much food there was.
Oh my god, yes.
Silverific! The
Like, per
final
person
note
or
of the
just-
No,
Carmen
just in
note.
general, how much food there was and how much had to be prepared.
Yeah.
Huge.
Hold on, I'm activating the time
Right,
cups.
women aren't eating.
Right.
What's the dog in there? Let's keep-
Dogs often roam the banquet hall sniffing out table scraps. Their thick fur can make for a handy napkin, you know. We Normans use live bears for entertainment. I love it when they stand on their hind legs to dance.
That poor bear looks all jigged out.
Wait, is that a... Jigged out? Oh, God. That's
No
double-
vegetarians here. Upper-class Normans thought vegetables were fit only for peasants, so they didn't eat many. That excuse never worked with my mother. Sometimes, instead of bowls, the Normans ate soup using tough bread called trenchers that could soak up to grease. I don't
actually kind of
suppose they
clever.
used napkins either. In feudal England, the fork wasn't invented yet, so folks ate their meat with their hands, or from the tips of their sharp knives.
Yeah, so we can't click on the food.
Food taster.
Only my most honored or powerful guests are permitted to sit with me here at the head table. I like to give them a heady dining experience. Oh, that siege has wearied my bones. I'm much too tired to talk.
Alright.
No wonder. When he's not battling, William I must juggle being King of England and ruler of Normandy and France, both at the same time.
Alright, so let's do this now. Grab the Doomsday Book, my liege, from this away before the siege. Be sure to act in feudal manner and keep an eye out for a banner. Kind of listen away. It tells the fabric of a story, how William won his English glory.
This is the Bayeux Tapestry.
Yeah, the Bayeux Tapestry. Which I'm
Good
pretty sure is still
thinking.
intact.
Yes,
The
it is.
Bayeux Tapestry is a story banner telling how King William conquered England.
It's kept somewhere in London, like You deserve that.
We've slapped the cuffs on that wily warmonger, General Mayhem.
And then everyone saw that. And
No more warmongering for you,
And
General
electric
Mayhem. You're heading back to Acme.
Cool animation cycle.
I'll just have to plot a whole new campaign while stationed in the Slammer.
wow.
Congratulations! You clapped the cuffs on General Mayhem and put that big old Domesday book back on the shelf. Old King William is a happy conqueror. And thanks to you, England's noble traditions will survive the centuries. I decided to promote you. Consider yourself a time trooper. Congratulations. If you like, we could troop on ahead where another case is waiting. What do you say?
Well,